Welcome to Istanbul, and more importantly, welcome to the EuroLeague Women Playoffs. What a game we have for you here. Fenerbahce against Avenida, tipping things off, followed by Čukurova, Zaragoza, DVTK, Villeneuve de Ask. And then we will close things out with Skio taking on Praha later this evening. These are game one of the quarterfinal series. Just 8 teams remain with a chance of being crowned champions of Europe. The favourites to do so are our hosts here this evening, Fenerbahce, but in front of them is a resurgent and highly experienced Avenida roster who are riding the crest of a wave currently. The Spanish team have had a bit of a mixed season, early injuries, including the loss of Mariala Fazula early in the season to an ACL injury. Certainly stalled them early on, but a recent coaching change and some roster reinforcements has seen them bounce back in recent weeks. They enter today's game on a 3-game winning streak, and although they know that they're underdogs here, they also know that they have more than enough in the roster to cause an upset on the road here in Istanbul. As for Fenerbahce, their home fans already in fine voice. They have been bringing the noise for quite a while already, and they will continue to do so all the way to the final buzzer. And with regards to Fenerbahce season, well, it has almost been the perfect season, almost going all the way through the regular season without putting a foot wrong. Only picked up 2 losses in the regular season campaign. However, Coach Garnier knows that they cannot be too careful, and they have picked up some extra talent in recent weeks to add to their already stacked roster. Fenerbahce clear favourites to claim back-to-back EuroLeague women's titles, but there are still plenty of tests ahead of them. Maybe none more so than the test they're going to have here this evening against Avenida. Both teams now heading back to their benches for player introductions. Our visitors from Salamanca will be first to be introduced. First, as the arena MC whips the crowd up a little bit more. They don't take much whipping up here in Istanbul when it comes to elite level basketball. Olcay Çakır first to be introduced for Avenida. Obviously last season was the captain of Fenerbahce, lifted the trophy for the first time in the club's history in the summer, made the move to Spain, so I'm sure an emotional return for her today. Catching up with some old teammates, some old friends, that's for sure. Avenida have really leaned on their defense this season, though, conceding less than 66 points a game. It's the other end of the floor where they have had troubles. Only 3 other teams have scored less than them in EuroLeague women this season, so it will come down to whether Avenida can make this more of a defensive game, potentially slowing Fenerbahce down, trying to limit their scoring opportunities, but that is easier said than done against this Fenerbahce roster. It is stacked from top to bottom with world-class talent. And I never thought I'd make this statement after they picked up their first EuroLeague Women's Trophy last season, but I believe that maybe this season's roster is even stronger and more well-rounded than last year's. And do bear in mind, last year's featured future Hall of Famers Brianna Stewart and Courtney van der Sloot. You just feel that this year's team a little bit more balanced, and it makes them near impossible to stop offensively. So many different threats from so many different areas of the floor. Always difficult to deal with. As we see the roster come to the floor, and it is a roster stacked with talent from top through till bottom. They have lost twice this season though, once to Skio, once to Asvel. Game against Asvel, well, the French team just went off offensively and looked to outscore them. I don't think Avenida can quite do that, but Skio did manage to slow the game down, make it more of a chess match, and that could potentially be Avenida's best way in, and probably the biggest concern for Coach Garnier, who heads to the half to shake hands with her opposite number for Avenida, Coach Luisa Ray. Players head to the half. Plenty of familiar faces on these two teams. gone up against each other time and time again. As I said, for number 2 for Avenida, Olcay Çakır, point guard. This is a very familiar court and an awful lot of familiar faces on the other team, as she was their captain last season. Under 5 minutes now from the opening tip-off here in Istanbul. You see the banner above the stands, as we're going to see some appreciation here for Olcay Çakır. Her replacement at captain, Alperi Onar, comes in and hands her a framed print and some flowers to, I think, just say thank you for all she did for the club during her time here, including bringing them their first ever European title. An embrace between those two, wonderful to see. And now it's down for Olcay to just regain some composure, lock in for the game now. She's an Avenida player as much as Fenerbahce has a piece of her heart. Here are our officials for today's game: Nikola Perlic, Veronika Obitova and Paulina Gajdoš from Croatia, Slovakia and Poland respectively. Always an honour for an official to get selected for a big game like this. A sign that they put in a good season, as well as the players. It's our starting 5 for Avenida: Rodriguez, Delea, Carter, Hill and Hattar are the starting 5 for Avenida. Coming off the bench is Olcay Çakır. Expect a lot from Velaro and Kone as well. No Dominguez, which is problematic for Avenida. But I'm sure Coach Ray is ready to go, has his team locked in, as he now looks to have some final words. Starting 5 here for the home team, Fenerbahce. Their captain, Onar, Serbian guard, Anderson, Milic, McBride and Collier. Plenty coming off the bench, including new signing for Fenerbahce with Badien. Coach Garnier coming in, replacing Coach Malkovic during the summer, and they are big shoes to fill. Expectations after the win last year was to come back and do the same again. That sometimes is very difficult to do, repeating such success, but you have to give your credit to Coach Garnier and her team of coaches. They've done a phenomenal job so far this season and put themselves absolutely in prime position to claim the trophy again. Fenerbahce fans settle in for what should be a raucous evening here in Istanbul. These two haven't met since January 2019. Fenerbahce sneaking away with a 2-point win that night. The world and both of these teams are pretty different than it was in 2019, so I'm not sure how much we draw from that. One thing you can take is the fact that Fenerbahce are heavy favourites in this quarterfinals series, but even more so for this opening game 1 on their home floor. That said, Avenida have the experience in their numbers to know that this is EuroLeague women's basketball and anything can happen. They are ready to go. Avenida on the floor first. Always a good sign for me as a coach to see your players ready to go. Locked in early here. Starting 5 for both teams, look focused. Just a reminder, if you have your phones handy, do get them out now. Download the EuroLeague Women app, available on Android and iOS, completely free of charge. a wonderful companion as we get to the business end of the season here. And the EuroLeague women playoffs are underway here in Istanbul. Fenerbahce against Avenida. Game one of what could be a 3-game series. Inside, Hattar on the roll. Doesn't get the first, gets a rebound, will come out. Quick ball movement, 3 ball goes up, is short. Another rebound, this time it's Hill. Now we're on the horns, offense at the top. A bright start here from Avenida. Hill for 3. Heavy with that one. Is it another offensive rebound? It is. Smart play there by Carter. Clearly a big miss this evening for Fenerbahce is Emma Messerman. She is not suited up. Another offensive rebound here for Avenida, and it's a little short corner jumper for Rodriguez is good, and Avenida are up and running. Onar looking for the pass. It's going to be a double dribble from Alpriona. And a stuttering start to the game for Fenerbahce. You do wonder how much the absence of Emma Messerman will have an impact on this Fenerbahce team. She is really the blood that courses through the veins of this team. They know they can rely on her whenever they need someone just to step up, provide some composure and impact. It's Messerman they go to, who will fill that role this evening. Short 2, no good for Carter. Out of bounds, and Avenida will get possession again. Hattar hands it back, and that's dropped out of bounds by Carter. That's a turnover. She's saying she didn't touch it. Official saying you did. Let's have a look. Onar now. Another opportunity to get Fenerbahce scoring underway. Remember, the best offense in this competition, averaging over 85 points a game. They turn it over, though. Another turnover. 2 turnovers in the first 90 seconds. They only turn the ball over 10 times a game. So that is a surprise. Some nerves here maybe for this Fenerbahce team. Onar trying to find a seam to attack. Lovely shot. Had some composure from Milic to get that rolling, and Anderson steps in and gets the score. Deliara, a little short range too, and how comfortable to Avenida look right now, not fazed by the occasion at all. McBride skips it, and it's stolen away again. A 3rd turnover, my goodness me. This is not what we expected. Carter wide open for 3. Oh, it's raining early on for Avenida. They extend their lead out unbelievably now to a 7-point lead. McBride draws the foul and won a 4-point play opportunity. Kayla McBride. That is exactly what she's been doing all season. She's had some big games. Had 26 against Zaragoza back in game day 3. As Coach Garnier looks on, she won't be happy with the opening 3 minutes. McBride at the line for the 4-point play, and she converts it. And Avenida's exceptionally bright start and 7-point lead is now trimmed down to just 3. Baseline drive by Rodriguez, high off the glass, rebound pulled down by Badian. Sorry, by Collier. Collier for the long 2. No good. Rebound by Hill. What a season Gil has had for Avenida. Hatta with the easiest of twos. Avenida finding it so easy to get points right now. They have struggled offensively this season. Watching this game, you wouldn't have thought it, but they've been averaging under 68 points a game. Just the 13th best offense in EuroLeague women. Timeout called by Coach Garnier as her team trail early. Avenida with an early 5-point lead here. Coach Ray really has helped resuscitate Avenida's season. They had a 3-game losing streak heading into the final month of the regular season. Then they put back-to-back wins. Lond, Polkovica and Gjord. That managed to sneak them into the playoffs. 4th spot in Group B with an 8-6 record overall. That's why they face the top seed from Group A, but as it stands right now, it doesn't look like 1st versus 4th. McBride hands it inside to Milic. Oh, lovely spin move. Collier puts it on the floor off the glass. Hatta with the big defense. Gil can only knock it out of bounds. Fenerbahce ball baseline. That's a real tussle. The 4 bigs really going to work in the paint. I think both teams realise how important it is. Jumper is good for Collier. Onar with the assist. A real hustle for the ball there. It's going to come off the hands, though, of Collier. So it will remain Avenida ball. Real battle on the hardwood. Both teams working hard to try and get hold of possession, and every possession is gold dust in the playoffs. Baseline drive, step back. Down the air. Gotta love that footwork. That is straight out of the gym. Drive to the basket, swatted away. What a play. Carter. Gil wide open at the top, too heavy. McBride with the long rebound. Free-flowing phase of basketball now. Drive inside, and Anderson with the softest of right hands gets the score. Rodriguez now, guarded by Anderson, waits for the screen for Hatta. Kicks it away. Gil again with the jumper, but no good. Hustled down. Rodriguez for 3. Oh, that's a big shot. Leonor Rodriguez, absolute big game player. Steps in, hits the 3. Takes her tally to 7 now. McBride, quick release, Kayla McBride. An absolute clinic of shooting this season from Kayla McBride, shooting 44% from outside the American. And when you look at how quickly she releases that shot as well, that percentage is even more astounding. Rodriguez to the basket. Now she's up to 9. Avenida's lead back out to 5. Onar puts the Jets on, draws the foul, can't get the score. Alperi Onar will head to the free throw line. Easy call for the officials. Carter just reaching across. Onar with her first trip to the free throw line as into the game for the first time comes Mariam Badian. A recent addition to this Fenerbahce roster for Coach Garnier as she looks to really just add a little bit more depth to her roster going into the playoffs. First is good for Onar. Really stepped up into the captain's role this year, shooting 84% from the free throw line, 2 from 2 on her first trip, and she'll head to the bench on the back of that one. In her place comes Auzun. Lightning start here for Avenida, as I say, averaging less than 68 points a game. They're on track for over a 80-point haul here. Oh, that is transition basketball at its best. Badian gets the score. Brings Avenida's lead down to just 1. Corner 3 for Rodriguez. Looked like she pulled at it a little. Rebound eventually corralled by Nafisa Collier. Foul's going to be called, I think, on Valaro. Just come onto the floor. Valaro certainly brings physicality on the defensive end. Into the game for the first time comes Olcay Çakır. Must be strange for her to be standing on this floor wearing the blue of Avenida, having been the captain for Istanbul's championship winning team last year. 3 ball for Kayla McBride again. Double digits already. 3 from 3 from downtown for Kayla McBride. Unbelievable start to the game for her, stepping up to fill some of the scoring void that Messerman's absence creates. Inside, Hattar just bullying her way down into the low post. Didn't really need to fade away, needs to be a more aggressive go to the basket. Auzun drives inside, the lane opens up, won't get the score. Hattar with the rebound, her second board of the game. Fenerbahce now with the 2-point lead. Çakır for 3, comes up short, long rebound by Carter. Again though, another offensive rebound. Fenerbahce have not protected their boards today. Have stolen the ball away though. Anderson at the races, will get the score. And that extends Fenerbahce's lead out to 4, and Coach Gray has seen enough. After an early lead for Avenida, has been more than swallowed up by Fenerbahce. Coach Ray calls a timeout, wants to talk it over with his team. Let's see how Avenida reacts after that timeout. Çakır harassed as she brings it up the floor, but she floats past Anderson for the score. Poor help defense there from Fenerbahce. Backdoor cut by Anderson. Smart play. Finish isn't there though. Hill with the rebound. Valaro Feeds it inside. Kone will go to work. Gets her own rebound. Will go again. Another tough play. Looks for another offensive rebound. Not this time, though, for Sika Kone. Ozun didn't even make the net ripple. That's how accurate that jumper was from the mid-range. Fenerbahce's lead back out to 4. Here looking for the low post. Kone now has it knocked away. Will drive the baseline against Fenerbahce. Draws the foul from Marian Badian. Literally signing for Fenerbahce just 4 days ago. Thrust straight into a EuroLeague women's quarter-final, but Badian brings plenty of experience with her. Started the season in Montpellier for BLMA. Made the move, as I say, earlier in the week, well, across the weekend really, to come here to Istanbul and to help Fenerbahce in their quest for back-to-back EuroLeague women titles. Second is no good. Fenerbahce's lead stays at 3 as we enter the final minute of this first quarter. What an enthralling first 10 minutes of basketball we have had here. A high-scoring game. Competition's best offense in Fenerbahce, no surprises, but Avenida really have stepped up their offensive output here this evening. Villaro, foul's going to be called, I think, on Badian. That's going to be her second, and slightly problematic for Coach Garnier. Absences in that front court certainly means she maybe wants to be a little bit more sparing with some of the fouls that are being given away in that front court right now. We'll make the change as into the game returns Collier. Pass inside, Kone misses another relatively easy opportunity for the quality of Sika Kone. McBride now on the pick and roll. Oh, lovely little hesitation, strong move. And that is just straightforward, good basketball. Pick and roll executed beautifully. Collier with the smart play, hesitation, draws the defense, gets the finish at the bucket. Gotta love that from Collier. 89% free throw shooter as well, so should look to convert the bonus from the free throw line. And does. Fenerbahce just starting to wrestle control away right now from Avenida as their lead extends out to a game-high 6 points. Rodriguez skips it. Quick ball movement, Villaro, corner 3! Oh, wow, that's massively contested. A huge 3 from Villaro under huge amounts of pressure. 3 seconds left of the quarter. McBride, crossover, step through, puts the prayer up. Oh, she banks home the glory. Kayla McBride, what a first quarter for her. Unbelievable, 13 points in the first quarter. Look at the move, she steps through. Off the glass for 3, and the swagger as she leaves the floor. Love that from Kayla McBride. Wonderful way to close out what has been an electric first quarter of basketball here in Istanbul. This is exactly how we expected the playoffs to start. And Fenerbahce, well, end of the first quarter, they lead this one 30-24 over Avenida. Already excited for the second quarter action. Second quarter action underway here in Istanbul. Game one of a potential three-game quarterfinal series for the EuroLeague women. Pass inside. Defense just a little slow to recover and get across. Prince is going to be called for that foul, and that will send Collier back to the line. But at the end of the first quarter, and a high-scoring first quarter, it's Fenerbahce that lead this one 30-24. They've had some high-scoring games this season. 2 games, 100-plus points, 110 against Sepsi. Back in game day 6, 106 against Asvel. Back on game day 2, numerous games in 90-plus as well. They've been averaging over 85 points a game, so Fenerbahce certainly haven't struggled in scoring. The thing that has impressed and has changed the dynamic is how easily Avenida found it to score in that first quarter. Chaka now has to kick it out, does so wide open. Prince for 3, and it rains down from the top. And this is a big part of Avenida's offense, has been all season. Third best three-point shooting team in the competition, shooting just shy of 35% a game from outside. McBride. Foul's going to be called, I think, an illegal screen called on Katia Laksa. Katia Laksa, let's have a look. Yeah, as soon as she lets go of that ball, can't really afford to move. Well, she's got the ball, she's allowed, but she can't draw contact once she's without possession. Back screen set for Kone. Kone now looking to go up against Milic. Kone drop steps through. Great defense put on the floor there by Nikolina Milic. Olcay Chaka. Just a little bit of a pep talk there for Kone. She's going to come out of the game though as Hill comes back in, and Sika Kone, you sometimes forget that the Mali international is just 21 years of age. She's had some big games, had 21 against Polkovica in game day 6. She's averaging almost 13 points and 7 rebounds a game. But she still certainly is 100% in the development stage of her career. Chaka now uses the horns at the top. Villaro, lovely handoff from Villaro. Hill will get the score, and the two Spanish internationals connecting beautifully there. Laksa back to McBride, can't give her that space, although she comes up short this time. The blue Salamanca wave pouring down the floor into Prince against Collier. Collier standing strong. Prince takes an awkward looking jumper, but that is money for Alexis Prince. Only featured in half of Avenida's EuroLeague women games this season. Injury has curtailed a little bit of the action that she's been involved with. Laksa steps in, ripples the net for 2. Fenerbahce's lead back up to 3, but this is a real nip and tuck game. Chaka looks to find a lane, not quite, into Rodriguez. She'll spin, hand it away, but it'll be a shot clock violation. Good defense from Fenerbahce. 24 seconds of lockdown defense from the Turkish team. Anderson into the game. McBride comes out for Fenerbahce. Milic drives to the basket. Oh, that is a tough play. Drew a huge amount of body contact from Chaka. Nikolina Milic will head to the free throw line for the chance of a 3-point play. It's the right call. Not retreating. Moving laterally. Chance to extend Fenerbahce's lead back up to 6. And she does. Thin down screen for Rodriguez to come up from. Hands it back to Chaka. Double screen for her, nothing there. Avenida playing some good team offense here, working together. Hill shakes, fakes, comes around. And that is just sprawling defense from Nafisa Collier. Have to love the way she plays D. Yeah, she'll get headlines for her offense, but defensively, hell of a player. Batted out of bounds by Milic. Avenida possession. As you would expect, a raucous crowd here in Istanbul. Valaro for three, that's long. Rebound pulled down. Foul's going to be called, I think, on Anderson. Or is it on the shot? I think it might be on the three ball. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's the call. It's going underneath the shooter. It's a real hot spot for officials to call. And rightfully so. We've seen too many high-profile injuries of defenders just going under the landing spot of a shooter. You've got to give them the space to land. That's why it's being stamped out of the game, with officials calling it, well, the way they should, nice and tight. Sends Valaro to the line for three, though. As McBride's brief rest ends pretty quickly. She's back in as Laxa goes to the bench. The first two are good for Valaro. 77% this season from the free throw line, Andrea Valaro. And all three are good. Valaro, one of those players that plays at an even higher level when the business end turns up. When it's clutch, you look to Valaro to step in. Oh, lovely offense. Confusion caused, plenty of screen action to create the cuts to the bucket. 5-point lead now for Fenerbahce. Prince for three. Oh, and another big three. Alexis Prince, 8 points. She's only been on the floor 5 minutes. Fenerbahce keep trying to pull away. Avenida will not let them. The pace of scoring continues here in the second quarter. Valaro now is slowed down by Onar. Prince backs it out against Collier. Little shake, pull up for the long two. Rattles away, and Anderson pulls down the rebound for Fenerbahce. Oh, lovely thread of the ball through, but it's well read by Hill. Prince now, little Euro step. No good. Hill tries to bat it, but it's only into the hands of Anderson again. Well, that's a poor pass by Onar. She's not been in the game really locked in today. Some of the passing from Alperi Onar, not to her usual high standards. Anderson's going to be called for the foul. Timeout's going to be called on that play, though. It's a 2-point lead here for Fenerbahce. Coach Garnier not happy with the flow of the game right now, wanting to see her team assert themselves and pull away. That's certainly not happening. So she calls a timeout, and she tries to make some corrections here halfway through the second quarter. Two EuroLeague Women quarterfinals taking place. Game day ones here in Turkey this evening, as the game in Mersin between Çukurova and Zaragoza has just tipped off. We'll try and keep you up to date as that one progresses. Also remember, DBTK take on Villeneuve d'Ascq and Praha take on Skio later this evening. What a opening game day one of the quarterfinals. 4 games, all of the quarterfinals starting tonight. So make sure you're locked in here across the FIBA YouTube channel for the entire game. Jumper is a little short this time from Carter. Kayla McBride, the standout leader for Fenerbahce so far, and as I say that, she throws it away. A rare poor play by McBride. Inside to Hattar, good read though by Fenerbahce, gets into the passing lane. Valaro though steals it back. Both teams trying to push the pace maybe a little bit too much right now. Foul's going to be called, I think, on Hattar. Overly aggressive, trying to assert herself in the post. Yeah, the officials deeming that she's the one hooking the arm around. Coach Ray having a conversation. I think he has a contradicting opinion on that one. Onar now looking for some options. Avenida's pressure is pretty immense across the floor, on ball and off ball. Anderson, elbow jumper is good. Rodriguez needs to put a bit more pressure on the ball than that when it's in the hands of Yvonne Anderson. Skip past Valaro for 3. They've left her open. They're going to pay. That brings Avenida back to just 1 point away from Fenerbahce now. 3.5 minutes left in this first half. That is a costly mistake for Fenerbahce. Valaro up to 9 points. Avenida have spread their scoring here this evening. Strong drive to the basket, but she meets the near impossible brick wall that is Hattar. The skyscraper that is Hattar. Valaro picks the dribble up, hands it off to Bernadette Hattar. Carter with the crossover, drives the baseline. Oh, bullies away to the basket. Get off of me. That's a tough play. McBride. Oh my goodness. Kayla McBride. Feeling the flow here this evening in Istanbul. You run out of superlatives for a player when they have this kind of game. Rodriguez skips it. Valaro top for 3. That's short. Anderson with the rebound. Her 3rd board of the game. Foul's going to be called, and that is exactly what happens when McBride shoots the ball so well. It demands more defensive attention. Gives her the chance to just draw the defense out and then attack, and that's what she's asking her teammates to do. Look, they're now going to come chasing me off the line. You need to cut to the bucket when they do. McBride drives the baseline, off the glass, draws the foul. Good sportsmanship from Hattar, helps McBride to her feet. She'll wander over to the free throw line, and Kayla McBride so far is really taking on the leadership role. Absolutely stepping up her production. 16 points, 5 from 6 from the field for Kayla McBride, as well as 3 assists. I think that's 17 points now for the American. It's been hovering around the MVP conversation all season. Had a bright start to the season, had a little bit of a lull in the middle of the regular season, but she is stepping up again here. Rodriguez waits for the screen. It's not quite there for her though. She tries to split the defense, almost loses possession. Shot clock down to 5. Foul's going to be called, I think, on Badian, and if that is the case, that's her 3rd. She has seen very little time on the floor, Badia, just 6.5 minutes. Yeah, that will be the call. Mariam Badia. Will they leave her on the floor? Will they be forced to take her out? They've had to take her out. Milic has come back in. Not the start to the EuroLeague women playoffs for Badia. Stolen away, good quick hands, now out of the races. Oh, and they flow down the floor. Transition buckets for Fenerbahce. 1 minute 39 left in the first half. Coach Ray is going to call a timeout. As Fenerbahce's lead is back out to 6. And you just feel that Fenerbahce are going to push on into the half-time break, try and open up that lead a little more. Six-point lead for Fenerbahce. 1 minute 39 left in the first half. Avenida will be keen to keep themselves absolutely within touching distance. Don't want to have to fight their way back into a double-digit deficit in the second half. Hill now looking for options. Nothing there. Hands it back to Carter. Carter almost loses it. It comes out. Delaire, no good. Rebound ripped down by Collier. McBride draws the double team, hands it away. Draws Hattar out. Collier. Traveling violation called on Nafisa Collier. She thinks it's a foul. The officials certainly disagree. Carter. Final minute of this second quarter. They are Hill. Patience from Avenida. Shot clock at 5. Carter pulls up. Free throw line jumper. No good. Where's the rebound? It's into the hands of Anderson. Are they going to go 2 for 1? It looks like they're trying to. Anderson with the long 2. Will get the roll. Yvonne Anderson certainly having an impact. 12 points for her now. 6 from 7 from the field. Game high lead of 8 points here for Fenerbahce. Hill, elbow jumper, no good. She struggled in the first half. Hill gets it back. Floating right hand is good this time. Hill going straight back at it. Final 5 seconds. Anderson now. Kicks it out. Collier for 3. Oh, a huge 3 at a huge moment in the game. Nafisa Collier. Fenerbahce have closed out both the opening quarters with buzzer-beating 3s. This time, Collier steps into the pocket. Drains the 3. Extends Fenerbahce's lead out to a game-high 9 points at the half. What a first half, though. High scoring, high entertainment. Istanbul delivering another classic here. Game day 1 of the EuroLeague Women quarterfinals. At the half, it's Fenerbahce 53, Avenida 44.
Ben normal. 1 minute 39 left. 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 1 minute 39 left.
Welcome back to Istanbul. It's the halfway stage of game one here of the EuroLeague Women quarterfinal series between Fenerbahce and Avenida. Wow, how do I sum up a first half that we have had here with any other word than the word blistering? At the half, it's Fenerbahce 53, Avenida 44. These teams have put on a show for us in the first 20 minutes and set this game up perfectly for another huge 20 minutes of basketball. Remember, this is the EuroLeague Women Playoffs. This is the quarterfinals. And we have the potential here to go to a three-game series. The home court advantage rests with Fenerbahce. They will play game one and, if needed, game three here on their home floor, with game two in Salamanca on Avenida's home hardwood. But we will wait to see. All we have in our sights right now is the second half here. If it's anywhere near as good as the first half, we are in for a treat. And both fives ready to come back to the floor. While you have a moment, if you have your phones handy, do get them out. Get your app stores open and download the official EuroLeague Women app. It's available pretty much everywhere that you'll get your apps, completely free, and is a absolute must to follow along EuroLeague Women. All quarter-final series get underway here this evening in Mersin. Chukarova are a minute away from the end of the first quarter against Zaragoza in game day one there. They lead by 5, 24-19. DVTK against Villeneuve de Ascq tips off in about 5 minutes, and then in a little over an hour's time, Praha will take on Skio. But all eyes firmly set here in Istanbul, halfway through game one of the quarterfinals, as Fenerbahce lead Avenida 53-44. Delia finds Hill. Carter for three. That's way short. Saved though unbelievably. And a little right-hand lob to try and beat the shot clock. Shot's no good, but it was definitely a good attempt. Yalzun starts the second half in place of Ona. Oh, what a backdoor cut by McBride, and she is now exploiting the fact that Avenida are having to overplay her. She had 18 points in the first half. She's now up to 20. Unbelievably, she is 6 from 7 from the field. Lights out from outside in that first half. Kayla McBride. 4 on the shot clock. Prince will have to put it up. Step back, contested. Oh my goodness, Alexis Prince, what a game she's having. 10 points for her now. Some big shots so far. Almost a 8-second violation by Fenerbahce. And now almost a backcourt violation. 8 left on the shot clock. McBride waving players away. There's the pick and roll. And a strong finish by Milic. 11-point lead for Fenerbahce. That's their biggest of the game. Rodriguez uses the screen set by Hill. Prince now feeling it, will look to go up, straight out the bucket against Milic, and a little bit of swagger there from Alexis Prince, the veteran American guard, coming in and putting a show on the road. Foul's going to be called. I think Delia just reaching over. She's trying to get through the screen, and she knows she can't give McBride a millimetre of space. Yeah, have a look off the ball. Tough to see from that camera angle. Collier, long two from the corner. Nafisa Collier started the season here in Istanbul, went away when they made some new recruits, and then has come back again. Rodriguez, little shake, little shuffle. Batted away by Fenerbahce. Just 4 seconds on the shot clock though for Avenida. Yeah, home crowd, as always, bringing Plenty of decibels to the floor. Knocked away by Anderson. Takes another second off the shot clock. Inside to Rodriguez. Oh, that is such a smart play by Rodriguez. That is just straight out smarts from the Spanish international. Collier looks to find McBride, and then there's the handoff, there's the pick and roll, and the help on the pick and roll is good from Prince, but the foul is called. Collier will head to the free throw line. It's the right call. Prince isn't happy, but it's absolutely the right call. Collier at the line for free throws. As I said, started the season here in Istanbul, had 23 in that demolition of Asvel back in game day 2. Fenerbahce winning that one by 49 points. Yes, you did hear me right. They were just short of the 50-point win against French champions Asvel. Collier 2 from 2 from the free throw line. McBride now up to 6 assists as well, honing in on, well, the double-double that guards love. Points and assists. Rodriguez inside against Milic. That's a tough shot. Milic does a great job not to overcommit, but close out the lane. Oh, Anderson puts the Jets on. There's still some pace left in those legs. Yvonne Anderson, she may be 33, but gets up and down the floor quicker than pretty much any player in this competition. Carter, hesitation, hands it off. Deliar just overcooked the pudding a little there. Inside to Anderson. Oh, that's a tough shot from Collier. You love that kind of shot, the little 1 foot step back fadeaway. 13-point lead for Fenerbahce. This is a big moment of the game now for Avenida. I imagine if Fenerbahce score again, we'll see Coach Ray call the timeout. The Fenerbahce fans are bouncing. They can almost sense blood in the water here. Ozun throws it away though, into the hands of Carter. Avenida's scoring has certainly slowed up. They scored 24 in the first, 20 in the second, and we're well, just shy of halfway through this quarter, and they only have 6 so far. If they're going to make it a high-scoring game like they have to stay at the races. Into the game comes Valaro. She had 9 in the first half. Understandable why Coach Ray wants her back on the floor. Hill, oh, just drives inside. Valaro short corner 2 is no good. Where's the rebound? Comes back out to Valaro, nails the 3. 12 points for her, but more importantly, quickly attaches the wheels back to the wagon, and Avenida's offense starts rolling again. Stolen away, good read by Hill. Breakaway transition layup is easy for Laura Hill. And what was a considerable lead is trimmed down to just 8 now. 5-point swing in this quarter. McBride, catch and shoot long 2, too heavy. That's off the hands of Prince, so it will remain Fenerbahce ball. Well, that looked like it might have been off the hands of Milic. Avenida make another change. Chaka comes back in. Deliar goes to the bench. McBride, short 2 for her. She can hit jumpers from anywhere on the floor. Kayla McBride up to 22 now. 7 from 9 from the field. Chaka. Backdoor cut. Hill will drive down Main Street. Kicks it out. Prince for 3. Oh my goodness, Alexis Prince. Absolutely ice running through her veins right now. So nonchalant the way she approaches this game, but what a job she's done. Avenida now in a 2-3 zone. Down into the low post. Milic will draw the foul off Prince. Great exploitation there by Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce fans certainly know how to create an atmosphere, and they have done here all night. Way before tip-off, they were bouncing in the stands. Coach Garnier looking on. Milic at the line for the three-point play, connects, and Fenerbahce back out to a double-digit lead. Kone's coming to the game for Avenida. Carter just skips through and finds the narrowest of gaps to attack. Scoops it off the glass for two. Collier straight down the middle. Can't get the score though. Not necessarily the strongest part of her game. Hill will look to return the favour. This time Laura Hill had a slow start in the first half offensively. Certainly has picked up the tempo here in the second. 8 points, 5 rebounds for Laura Hill. Back to a matchup defense for Avenida. Where's the help? It's too slow. And Anderson misses the layup. Milic will go again, and Milic again will get the score. 12 points now for Nikolina Milic. Final 3 minutes of this third quarter. Carter trying to attack the lane. The defense just keeps switching up on her. Valaro. Kone. Jumper's good, short corner. Sika Kone struggled to find a foothold in this game. It's her first make, and that's her 5th attempt. Six-point lead here for Fenerbahce. Collier turns the corner, kicks it out wide open. McBride for three. Good chase out by Kone, but the rebound secured by Fenerbahce. Oh, Collier drop step, power for two. Footwork and power as Nafisa Collier gets the score down low. Hill going inside again, that running left hand, not this time. Oh, Kone gets the rebound out of nowhere, but has it ripped away from her. Alzoun nails the three. Surely that's a timeout for Avenida. It is. Fenerbahce's lead back out to double digits. 75 to Fenerbahce, 64 to Avenida. Coach Ray, no choice, has to call the timeout. Has to stop the rot here in game one. How can Avenida correct and go again here? They trail by 11, under 2 minutes to play in the third. How do Avenida react out of that timeout? This is the moment they need to stand up and be counted. They trail by 11. Just 90 seconds left in the quarter. Ron Anderson, I think, has taken a shot to the eye, has she? Oh, she's taken 2 shots to the eye. She turns away from Chaka. She plows into the shoulder of Hill. She's okay, though. But it will be a turnover as Avenida spill the ball out of bounds. Final 90 seconds of this third quarter. Onar in, as is Badiat. Collier and Auzun go to the bench. Turner, oh, smart move by Turner. Chaka holding her face, though. Jumper is good for Fenerbahce. Badiat with the score. Ball closed on Chaka. Carter drives inside, steps through, beautiful footwork, finish not there though. McBride scoops the rebound up. Just her second rebound of the game. Onar wide open 3-ball off left. Carter with the rebound, a bit of a broken phase of play here as we enter the final minute of the third quarter. Smart play by McBride. An early foul there on Olcay Chaka. Just slows the offense down, enables her teammates to come and set themselves. Valaro. Inside to Hill. Against Milic. Foul's going to be called on Milic as Hill goes old school in the low post. A little over 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Hill just doing everything she can to draw that foul. Not in the penalty though, neither team is, so it'll just be a sideline for Avenida. Onar called for the foul. Still not in the penalty though, so another sideline for Avenida. Oh, the pass is poor from Chaka. She's looking for Hill in the low post. It's not quite well executed. Yeah, the pass is just way too far past her. Another turnover for Avenida, and you certainly can't afford those in this competition, and even less can you afford them when you're playing Fenerbahce, game 1 of the quarter-final playoff series. 13-point lead for Fenerbahce. The biggest lead of the game. Can they extend it here before the end of the quarter? Onar with 5 seconds to go. Into the hands of Anderson. In and out. Where's the rebound? It's in Milic. Fouls after the buzzer. That will be the end of the third quarter. And Fenerbahce once again just ease themselves a little bit further away from Avenida. With 10 minutes left to play here in Istanbul in game 1. It's Fenerbahce that are in the driving seat. They lead this one 77-64 over Avenida. Updates from the other quarterfinal series that also start here today. In Mersin, Çukurova leads Zaragoza 45-38 And then DVTK trail to Villeneuve d'Ascq on their home floor, 9-18. That Chukarova game has a little over 2.5 minutes left in the first half, and the DVTK game has 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. But plenty of stories still ahead. One more quarterfinal still to tip off in about 45 minutes' time. That is Praha against Skio. So an evening full of basketball of the highest quality for you to enjoy. Fourth quarter underway here in Istanbul, and have Avenida left themselves too much of a mountain to climb? McBride, catch and shoot, in and out. Certainly has had a heat check in the latter stages of that third quarter. Can Chaka get it over the half in time? She does. Kone hands it back to her. Valaro hits the jumper. Was it a three? Wait for clarification. It was. Back to a 10-point ball game. That's exactly the start Coach Ray would have wanted. Down low. Collier, spin move. Good defense by Carter. Three ball goes up and rattles home. And that three from Avenida quickly cancelled out by Collier. Three takes it to 16 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Foul is called as Valaro goes strong to the bucket. There's the foul. Yeah, just the arm coming down from Badian. It's going to see her head out of the game, I'd imagine. That's her fourth. I'm sure Coach Garnier doesn't want to lose her as an option. Into the game comes Milic. Milic also having a big game, 12 points and 5 rebounds for her. Valaro misses. 77% from the line prior to today's game. Gets a second to roll. Almost knocked away by Valaro. It is knocked away. That'll be a backcourt violation. And that is what Valaro brings you. Just an added level of hustle. Someone that doesn't back down. Someone that sees every possession as the challenge. Smart play. That is how Avenida are going to not just fight their way back into this one, but potentially cause an upset in this series. Valaro, long two. It's good. Avenida keep plugging away, back to within 10. I kind of feel for Fenerbahce, 10 is that magic number. That's where they want to keep Avenida, at arm's length. McBride now. Kicks it into the hands of Milic. Milic drives to the bucket, stripped away by Chaka. She reads the passing lanes beautifully, goes coast to coast. Valaro wide open on the wing, but comes up short. You almost felt that she didn't quite have the confidence when she released that one. McBride now at the top, shot clock at 7, hands it to Anderson. Anderson inside and one. Yvonne Anderson. Wonderful team offense, patience, structure, and perfect delivery. Take your pick, Hatta or Rodriguez for the foul. Anderson at the line for the bonus. And this is exactly why she was brought in this year, bringing that leadership, that experience and that quality. Back out to an equal game high 13-point lead now for Fenerbahce. Coach Ray rolling the dice left, right and centre. Back into the game comes Prince as Kone heads to the bench. Sika Kone really struggling to find herself in this game. Prince certainly has had the better of it. 15 points, 6 from 9 from the field, Alexis Prince. Chaka pick and roll with Hatta, almost thrown away. Shot clock to 6. Hattar now against Collier. Pulls the trigger on the jumper. Bernadette Hattar. She could hit that mid-ranger consistently. She becomes a near unstoppable proposition. Standing at 2 meters and 8. McBride has to come out, does so to Milic. Hands it off to Anderson. Anderson crowded out but draws the foul. Shot clock was running down. Avenida really shouldn't have caused the foul there. Chaka, yeah, just getting caught stepping in and reaching in. It's the right call. Anderson back at the free throw line. Both free throws are good. 12-point lead now for Fenerbahce, under 7 to play. Rodriguez. Well, the pass is deflected. Smart play by Collier, closing out the passing angle. Anderson drives inside, kicks it to Collier. That one skips over the mouth of the iron. Brents fades away, creating offense for herself there, Alexis Prince. Avenida back into the 2-3 zone. And it's almost spilt out of bounds. Shot clock to 3. Handed away. Oh, they get the shot away and they draw the foul. That is world-class offense from Fenerbahce. 1 second they look all over the place. They regain their composure and get the score with, well, look at that, 0.8 seconds left on the shot clock. Wonderful play. Milic draws the foul off the McBride pass. And once again, Fenerbahce are up to a 13-point lead. Chaka going against Anderson. Comes back out to Carter, and you feel the Fenerbahce now are getting a little bit more confidence. Shot goes up, the 3 is good. And that is how Avenida have stayed in games this season. The 3-ball, shooting over 34% from outside as a team. Trims it back to a 10-point game. Still plenty of time here for Avenida. Collier. Alzoun gets it blocked, well read by Prince. Prince will go one-on-one against Anderson. Won't get the score, will draw the foul though. And you have to give Anderson credit there. Oh, was it a foul? Reaching right over. If it was, it may have been called an unsportsmanlike, as we see Coach Garnier with the Fenerbahce brain trust. Timeout has been called by Coach Garnier. Her team lead by 10, and she knows with just 5 minutes to play, they are on the verge of closing out a Game 1 win, but it's not a done deal. 5 minutes and 5 seconds left. Avenida trail by 10. Fenerbahce look to be in the ascendancy. But can the road team pick up the upset win here in game one? Carter to Rodriguez for 3. That one's off right. Long rebound falls kindly to Anderson. Her 6th rebound of the game. She's not happy with the call. Let's have a look. Or is it a thrown elbow that the officials have called her for? They have. Offensive foul on Anderson. She's saying it was off the shoulder. Either way, it is what it is right now. Carter for 3. Oh, that's a big shot in a big moment in the game. Avenida now back to within 7, and the pressure is on Fenerbahce. You can feel it with the crowd as well. Hushed tones around the arena. Collier, short and right, rebound Anderson, they'll come out. 3 ball goes up. Oh, that is cool, calm, and collected. That is the epitaph of Kayla McBride. Has to be down as one of the greatest shooters to ever play in EuroLeague women. Prince for 3. Oh, she hits the 3. These teams are just shooting it out right now here in Istanbul. Fans are being given one hell of a game to enjoy. Oh, and Anderson, a couple of crafty crossovers. Frees herself the space for that little long 2. Back up to a 9-point lead for Fenerbahce. Valaro draws the double team. Will she be able to get it away? Traveling violation called. And it really is a rookie mistake from Valaro, picking the dribble up when the double team is coming at you. She either needs to look to pass away a lot quicker or split the defense. That said, teammates didn't really help her, didn't create the passing lanes for her to be able to get to them. Badian has come back into the game for Fenerbahce as Milic takes a rest. Oh, tough play once again, McBride. 29 points now for Kayla McBride. That is her season high, trumping the 26 she had against Alagoz. Oh, and it's stolen away. Fenerbahce now running riot here, but can't keep it in bounds. Collier falls out of bounds with the possession. Sideline ball for Avenida. Carter with possession. Final 3 minutes. Can Avenida cause the upset? Rodriguez skips inside to the corner. Good ball movement. Carter for 3 from the wing. It's heavy. Where's it going? Valaro hustles it. Wonderful play from Valaro. The hustle is what she's known for. Prince, free throw line jumper is good. Alexis Prince stepping up in a very, very big way. 22 points, her season high by a long way. Last high for her was 13 against Praha back in game day 4. Avenida within 9. McBride being harassed by Hill. Kicks it out. Alzoun for 3, off left. Foul's going to be called on Hill against McBride. A little bit of needle between those two. Kayla McBride needs to be careful. No need for her to pick up an unsportsmanlike foul right now. Telling her to get up. Baseline ball. That's Avenida into the penalty now. Ball inbounded to Badian. Anderson, skip pass, Badian is rejected. Smart play by Carter again, this time Prince marauding down the floor. Oh, what defense there on display by Collier. Just puts her hands over the top of the ball and holds it to the ground. Oh, McBride catch and shoot three off the back of the iron and away. Final 2 minutes of the game, a 9-point lead for Fenerbahce. Rodriguez wide open for three, brings it back to within 6. Avenida are not dead and buried here in Istanbul. What a game this has been. No matter the result, this one has gone all the way to the wire, entertaining throughout. 1 minute and 36 seconds remaining. Fenerbahce lead by 6. The crowd are on their feet here in Istanbul. Many of them have been for the entire game. All inbounded long to Alzoun, it's stolen away. Rodriguez now. Valaro's open for three, surely not. She rattles home the three. Avenida are within 3. Oh my goodness. What a comeback from the team from Salamanca. They will not go away. Valaro rattles it home. 21 points now for Valaro. Timeout called by Coach Garnier. As Fenerbahce are currently on the brink of a potential upset here in game 1 of the playoffs. Sure, Coach Garnier calling for some calm, some composure. That experience that her team has in their ranks needs to be used right now. They lead by just 3. They've been outscored 27-17 in this final quarter. We are now into the final moments of game 1 of this EuroLeague Women quarterfinal series. Remember, we will be back with game 2 next week on the road in Salamanca. Again, that one on Wednesday evening. Tip-off 8:30 p.m. local time. Alzoun brings it up over the half. Under 90 seconds to play. You feel that Fenerbahce have to get another score just to settle some nerves right now. Hands it away. No, she doesn't. She holds on to it. They're trying to get McBride open. They do. Pick and roll at the top. There's the roll. Collier. Defense comes across. Oh, that is a near impossible shot from Collier. That is absolutely clutch basketball from Collier. Final minute here. A 5-point lead for Fenerbahce. Rodriguez. The boos ringing out around the arena. The double team. It's thrown away by Rodriguez. At best, it'll be a backcourt violation. It is. 45.5 seconds left. It is thrown away. Have Fenerbahce done enough? Have that score from Collier and that defensive stop given them the game 1 win? As we see in the background, one of the heart and soul players of Avenida in her civvies, in her street clothes. Dominguez forced to watch on with injury. Anderson now at the top. Shot clock to 4. Anderson drives to the bucket. Strong move off the glass. Gets the score. Is that the final nail in the coffin? Avenida will go with pace. Long 3. Valaro. That's short. McBride scoops up the rebound. Surely that's enough now. Surely Fenerbahce will come away with the game 1 win here on their home floor. They have been made to work for it. They really have. But they will pick up the game 1 win. They lead by 7 as the clock ticks down. Anderson hands it to Collier, and that is the game 1 win for Fenerbahce. Hearts in the mouth here in Istanbul in that fourth quarter, but job done for Coach Garnier and her team. Fenerbahce go 1-0 to start this 3-game series. They win this one by 7 points in the end against a very resilient, hard-nosed performance from Avenida. As I said, game 2, 1 week from tonight, back in Salamanca. That one tipping off 8:30 p.m. local time. They're your quarter breaks. Thank you so much for joining me here this evening. I hope you've enjoyed this first game of this season's EuroLeague Women's Playoffs as much as I have. The final score, Fenerbahce 98, Avenida 91.
Cheers.